Hey Kings and Dragons, Dragon King 551. Today we're going to talk about injuries. And we're going to talk about special cases, which are outliers, where certain injuries affected how a team won a championship, and personally, how they had more at stake because of that championship. But I'm also going to talk about how injuries should not affect a team getting into a playoff environment one way or the other. Whether it's college basketball or it's college football, it doesn't matter what it is. You should not base it off an injury. I mean, if that was the case, then the NFL would never allow the Eagles to play in the 2019 Super Bowl when Carson Wentz went down and Nick Foles went in and won them a Super Bowl, or when Phil Simms went down all those years ago and their backup quarterback went on to go win them a Super Bowl against the Buffalo Bills. So, with that being said, there are certain outliers, as you can see with the one on my shirt, where the three-peat was at stake, and Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson, they had more to lose, and those certain special cases is where injuries are suck, and it costs you a championship. The other times is where, like, Kyrie and Kevin Love going down in that 2015 matchup with the Warriors. Not really a lot at stake. Back to LeBron trying to go back to back, but not really the Cavs going back to back. And ultimately, it is down to that downside where people say, okay, well, in special cases, yeah, it makes sense that an injury will happen, and more at stake is there and stuff, and that's how you go through that adversity and that strength and everything. But in cases where determining whether a team gets in, it it really boggles your mind, and this is where I'm just going to take this. So, for the Michigan Wolverines, when Blake Corum went down last year, why wasn't Michigan considered out of the playoff? Because of one simple rule. They beat Ohio State by a big margin of points. They beat the number 2 team in the country. They were ranked number 3 at the time. There really wasn't anyone behind them based off record and other things. But because of that factor, they didn't kick us out of the playoff. They let us play TCU and stuff. They let us still get into the playoff. This year, it was questioned, are they going to take us out because our offensive lineman, Zach Sinter, went down? No, they allowed us still in, and it wasn't a big factor and stuff. And ultimately, it didn't cost us anything. The stakes are not that high. We still have a lot of great offensive linemen on our team, and we have a lot of depth, and getting our guys acclimated to full strength for this whole entire month before we play January 1st in the Rose Bowl is really important. But I digress. So we'll take this third point. Just look at the record and the schedule, not about a player or an athlete on the team's injury affecting their performance. If that's the case, why isn't more teams considered out of the March Madness tournament, right? I mean, here's an example. Isaiah Livers, power forward or small forward for the Michigan Wolverines of the 2020 season, 2021 season, goes down, has a boot on his leg, his foot, and can no longer play for the Michigan Wolverines basketball season that year. Michigan goes really far. They get knocked out in the Elite Eight. Why wasn't that a factor considering whether we were in or not? Because you know what? They're not considering those factors in college basketball. They're considering strength of record, strength of schedule. And that's where this is just how it goes. And lastly, I'll give you the biggest point. Injuries are a part of the game. You can only control what you can control. As a player, you try not to get injured and not think about it. But sometimes something just goes wrong and you get injured. It's not your fault. You try to take as much care of your body as possible, and something just happened, and it's tragic. See, when I played basketball and rec basketball for my 2 years that I played rec basketball in high school, my senior year, we went into the championship and stuff. And at this point, I didn't care anymore. I let myself I threw myself into the game and let everything else burn behind me. I don't care anymore. I'm going to play my heart out. I'm not thinking about the injury. If I get injured, so be it. I'll try my best not to, but so be it. I'm going to attack, 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 be aggressive the whole game long. I don't care anymore at that point. It is the championship. I'm laying my body on the ground to win the championship. And that is why I don't think that injuries should plague a team anymore. It's disrespectful towards the team, and it's disrespectful towards factors, and it's disrespectful to anything. If if that's the case, then we should not allow teams into the playoff in the NBA or any of the professional levels either. If an injury affects the performance of a team, then so be it. Don't allow them into the playoff. It doesn't matter who it is. It's ridiculous. Injuries are a part of the game. You can only control what you control. There are outliers in these certain cases and special cases where you know that there's more at stake and stuff, like the Warriors or someone else. And ultimately, it just comes down to, do they have depth at those positions? And if they do, so be it. Don't plague it on the team's injury and stuff. But it is what it is. So until next time, guys, don't forget to stay radical. I'll see you in the next one. Injuries are a part of the game. You can only control what you can control. That's all I got for you.